Hello everybody, how you doing? This is the Exotic Bourbon Hunter. I'm going to be coming to you. I'm going to be going over to the Cagans crossing Walmart once again. Not disappointing me again. My second video I ever did was over here. It's my Walmart honey hole video. Well, this time they certainly did not disappoint. They have some beauties in their glass showcase at the end. This is going to be the Cagans crossing Walmart right off of 27, right by 192 near Disney. Everybody, enjoy the show and forget about it. Bada bing, bada boom. Hey-yo! Exotic Bourbon Hunter coming to you. Please don't forget to mash and subscribe, that like button and the subscribe button. Forget about it. Hell yeah. Alright, we're over here at the Walmart at Cagans Crossing, starting over here with the Jack Daniels and the Jack Daniels Bonded, coming in at 29 beans. From there, we're going to go to the Jack Daniels Triple Mash, coming in at 32 beans. And then we got the big bottles of JD over here. From there, we're going to graduate into our Gentleman's Jack, coming in at 26 beans. Into the Jack Daniels Single Barrel Select, which is coming in at 47% alcohol. And then we got our Nelson's Brothers and Wolf Moon Bourbon. From there, we got our basic Jack Daniels Fire and Tennessee Honey into the Tennessee Apple. And then we go into the bigger bottles. And then we have the Jim Beam products here. We've got our Jim Beam Black coming in at 19 bones. We have our Jim Beam Double Cut, Devil's Cut, and to the just Jim Beam here, bourbon whiskey. From there, we graduate into our Jim Beam Double Oak, and the Jim Beam Rye, and then the Jim Beam Single Barrel. We go into our honey over here, and Red Stag, into the vanilla, and the apple. So now we're going to start getting into some of the better stuff here. We got our Maker's Mark. Still haven't found the Slam Dunk. One of my followers did. He sent me a picture of it. This is actually coming in at 28 beans. We also have the Maker's Mark Cash Strength. And then we're going to go into the Amador and the Blackened, coming in at 39 beans. From there, we have our Jefferson's Reserve into the Jefferson's Ocean. And then we go into our Blue Note. And then we also have our Elijah Craig here, Rye, and then the straight up bourbon whiskey, both coming in at 30 beans and 32 beans. We have our Old Granddad. We also have the Bonded here, including the 114, going into the Four Roses. The Four Roses single barrel is the one I always talk about, especially for beginners. And then we're going to go back up here to the Knob Creek. They do have a place here for the Knob Creek 12, but they are out of it right now. And we have our Yellowstone coming in at 40 beans. We also have our Old Elk. And then we go down to our Uncle Nearest, Starward, and Joseph Magnus coming in at 100 beans. From there, we have the Copper's Craft into the 1792 small batch. Into Evan Williams. On the bottom here, we got the Larceny coming in at 26 beans. And then up top here, we have our Basil Hayden, which is actually on sale for 70 beans, and that's the big bottle. We go into our Michter's over here, coming in at 47 beans. And then we have our Horse Soldier into the Wild Turkey Rare Breed over here. Wild Turkey Rare Breed is coming in at 45 beans. So far, I've not seen any Traveler's Bourbon here, or the new whiskey that came out from Buffalo Trace. This is the Wild Turkey 101 and the Rye. Into the Russells, all 6 years old, and then the Single Barrel coming in at 74 beans. We go back up here, we got our Remus. We've got our Whistling Pig 6, Whistling Pig Farm Stock Rye, and Whistling Pig 10 here, small batch. into the oak in Eden and the Woodford Double Oak Reserve. I love that double oak, especially. I can't wait to crack open my store pick from Winn-Dixie. We go down there into the Bullet Bourbon. We have our Bullet Bourbon, aged 10 years, and then the barrel strength coming in at 108, well 109 beans. We have our Noble Oak into some of our Bullet Rise here, and then Ancient Age. This is the rejected batches of Eagle Rare, great for making old fashions. Over here we have our Texas whiskey into our Texas rye. We also have our Stranahans and Heaven's Door into the Chicken Cock. From there we have our Wyoming whiskey into the Rebecca Creek. And then from there we have our High West Double Rye and their aged blended straight bourbon whiskey. From there we have our Tin Cup and Clyde Mays into the Old Forester. They do have the 1920 Prohibition style here. And then we also have the Bubba's Burnt Sugar Whiskey. Here we're going to go into the Templeton Rye. Then we have our Angel's Envy and Calumet. And then we have our Rabbit Hole into some more Tin Cup. And then we go down to the Ammunition. And then we also have our Old St. Pete over here. And then we even have a little gift set here of Redneck Riviera whiskey for 18 bucks. All right, and then we go down to our Dickel and more Calumet. Over here in their glass case, they have the Borchetta for 300 beans. They have some Jack Daniel's Sinatra in the back there, coming in at 159 beans, which is one of the cheaper prices I've seen for it recently. Then we're also going to continue to their Maker's Mark French Oak, coming in at 67 beans. And then they have their Crown Royal down here. We have our Angel's Envy finished rye coming in at 82 beans. This is an awesome find here. We have the Woodford Reserve Masters Collection Sonoma Triple Finished coming in at 130 beans. There's also the Crown Royal Apple for 275 beans. Into the Boss Hog over here. The Boss Hog actually is 550 beans. And then from there, we're going to go into our Kentucky Owl, coming in at 100 beans. They have Whistling Pig Smokehouse stock for 77 beans. We have the Small Batch 10-year, Whistling Pig 12-year Old World Reserve, or Rye, excuse me, for 120 beans. You also have the Whistling Pig 15-year Estate Oak Rye for 220 beans. Now we're going to continue to go over here. We have our Widow Jane 13 coming in at 117 beans. We even have our Widow Jane, the Vault down here, and that's coming in, that's a 15-year, coming in at 250 beans. They're not making this anymore, so that might be a good buy. Now as we continue here, not much here, but the last thing they have on the bottom here is their Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, Private Barrel Proof, and then the Crown Royal 18 over here. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Exotic Bourbon Hunter down here in sunny, soon to be frozen Florida. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed the Cagans Crossing video once again from Walmart. Please don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button. If it wasn't for you guys, my subscribers, I wouldn't be anywhere in this game. I want to thank you all for everything you've done. Thank you for reaching out to me, and thank you for your comments. Please don't hesitate to comment on any of my videos. All right, everybody, have a great frozen evening here in Florida, and forget about it. Bada bing, bada boom. Take it easy.